We don't need judges coming along that know nothing about energy development just because they get a lawyer that files a grievance and they shut down a project for years sometimes. So permitting has got to be reformed.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
What we had here today was a panel of different leaders. We had the labor, we had the business community, we had a private industry, and of course the member of Congress who represents this area to really talk through the importance of changing the permitting process, whether it be from a workforce development side or a business certainty side. And specifically here, a huge idea about energy and the energy future here in Ohio. The permitting process in Ohio, I think, is pretty good. I mean, we heard from Encino Energy. They are now the largest oil producer in the state and the second largest natural gas producer. They work very well with the state here. In fact, you know, many ways there could be a model of how it might work at the federal level, where, you know, environmental procedures and projects aren't in conflict, but they work together. And Ohio does a really good job of that. I think that's why there's so much investment coming here to Ohio currently and that planned in the future.
Currently, the way the permitting process takes, it's about 4.5 years on average. It's too long. I mean, what happens is you have a first-year apprentice that's starting, the projects get announced, and then it sits and just rolls in through this permitting process. And that person's getting out of their apprenticeship before the place even starts. So we have an issue, and it's not a partisan issue. It's not Democrat, it's not Republican. This is about getting folks to work. So what we're trying to do is enlighten the people of the Valley of saying, hey, talk to your congressman, talk to your senators. Let's get this out there so that we can start getting the permit process a little bit shorter so that we can put people to work. This isn't about this. We can have regulation, but we have to have common sense regulation.
One of the things that we did in H.R. 1 was to say, look, when the EPA and the Energy Department or the Nuclear Regulatory Commission or FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, when they say a project is permitted, that's enough. Legal review should not come in on top of that. Those agencies have lawyers that look at the law and make sure that things are being followed within the confines of the law and within the guardrails of the law. We don't need judges coming along that know nothing about energy development just because they get a lawyer that files a grievance and they shut down a project for years sometimes. So permitting has got to be reformed.
We're not going to apprentice our way out of this, though. What we have to look at is how do we train people to work safely, to be able to live in the Valley, keep their tax dollars here so that we can continue to support the shops and the stores and the gyms and the restaurants, things like that here in the Valley. We have to start looking at expanding what we're doing. You know, we're coming into the baby boomers that are all retiring. You know, we have young folks that quite honestly didn't have a lot of wood shops or metal shops in school. They're starting to listen to that now. The guidance counselors are starting to come through saying, hey, you know, we're seeing the need of this. And we have to start identifying folks younger in school so that we can fill the void of what we're looking at now.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.